The next item on our agenda is our student and staff recognition presentation. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our students and their families here this evening and our staff members being recognized. It truly is a wonderful evening tonight to recognize the great accomplishments of our students as well as our staff members. So Dr. Chanley, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and to echo what Ms. Skirby said, we're very happy to have everyone here this evening. One of the things that we'd like to try and do is acknowledge and celebrate our children, your children, and celebrate our staff members as well, because success is always a team effort. And rather than just have it all at the end of the year, we're really going to try and celebrate on a monthly basis. So for this evening's presentation, we are acknowledging our staff who did an exceptional job preparing our children to be a success on the AP examinations. Additionally, we have children that go above and beyond in our community, both in the school community and in the external community of Monroe for volunteerism. That always includes our Boy Scouts and Eagle Scouts when they do projects to give back to their schools. So it's just an opportunity to say we're excited to acknowledge everybody's success, and we get to do that aloud. And I want to thank Mr. Miralda as well as our other administrators that are here this evening to work that have worked toward this to be able to be here for the presentation and to acknowledge our children. So on that note, we're going to, I'm going to ask anyone that would like to come forward, Ms. Kirby, Ms. Bora, Dr. Lehman, anyone else that would like to join us. We're going to stand up front and shake some hands and give out some certificates, and we're so glad you're here to watch, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chanley, Mrs. Skirby. This year, we're going to try to recognize our staff and students throughout the year as opposed to just at the end of the year as we've done in years past, to make sure all of our individuals that are being recognized get the attention and the acknowledgement that they deserve. This month, we're going to be, our theme is, although we're not theming our months, our theme is centering on some of the service activities that our students have accomplished over the last few months, in addition to the outstanding accomplishments of our instructors at the high school, as Dr. Chanley stated. So if we could advance the slide, we're struggling a little bit. That's okay. But our first presenter who would like to talk about some of the service that our students performed this summer at our summer program is Ms. Heidi Cantor, who is a teacher of family consumer science at the Monroe Township High School. Ms. Cantor, if you'd like to come up.
If I can see everybody's names up there. All right, good evening. My name is Mrs. Cantor. I'm part of the Family Consumer Science teachers here at Monroe Township High School. I actually teach Living on Your Own. I was honored to be able to teach Cooking with Cantor this summer, and I had an amazing group of student volunteers. So each and every one of these students took out time from their summer schedule and showed up here at school 8 o'clock every morning till 12:30, literally being like bombarded by everything that was going on in the kitchens, but performed excellence as far as teaching these young students that were campers how to cook. So I'm going to start reading off these names, and they'll come up here and receive their award. All right, first I have Jasmine. All right, would you like to come up? I would like Kelsey to please come up. Yeah, I'm just going in order of the girls that I see that are here. All right. I'm sorry to kind of. Yeah. I'm just calling the girls that I can see here. All right. Okay. I have Hannah. Would you like to come up? Hannah. Hannah Abando? Okay. See that? I'm making you guys work tonight. You're working tonight. Okay. Mia, would you like to come up? And I'm looking to see who else is here. I have Cushy. Okay. I never do anything easy, so I'm just warning you now. All right, so this is Mia Terranova. Okay. Okay. All right. Cushy Shaw. You like to come up? The other girls I really don't see here this evening, but I'll state their names. So Anna Chin was one of the participants this summer. Marisol, okay, Tamia, Sophia, Shelley, and I think that's it. That's it. And honestly, all these girls really experienced a wonderful summer with our program. And a lot of these girls are seniors, and they're graduating. So I want to give them a round of applause for all that they did. Thank you.
So our next group of students that we'd like to recognize were volunteers in our summer art studio, which is right down the hall from Cooking with Cantor, under the supervision of Mr. David Varillas, who I do not believe is here tonight. I did not see him come in. So I will read their names, and if you are here tonight, please come forward. These students did an exceptional job working with our younger art students here in the district, which is sometimes a little bit more than you bargain for when you're working with young artists, but they did a fantastic job, particularly with managing the mess that all of our clay made. So if you're here, please come up, and we thank you in advance. Megha Gambarwala, Naya Patel, and Sahil Trivedi. And seeing none of them here tonight, we will move on to the next category, which were our volunteers that helped us design and execute our district's first attempt at the first Lego League. This was a volunteer effort that began prior to the summer last spring in conjunction with members of our community. And what it resulted in was us learning an entire new computer science platform and designing it for our younger students, grades 3 to 8. And we got it off the ground, and we could absolutely not have done it. These students had gone through it before, and in some instances were instructing our staff on many of the learning modules. So we absolutely could not have run this program without them and their leadership and also their content area expertise. I know not all of them are here tonight, but I want to read their names regardless, and I apologize in advance for any mispronunciations of your name. Avani Gambarala, Anish Maskar, Hanisha Pandya, and Nitish Sunku. My apologies. Thank you, Anish. And these students worked under the supervision of Miss Kristen Miller. The next recognition worked for me directly, and I'm very appreciative of all that she did to help us in a variety of tasks beginning last spring and throughout the summer. Sia Desai had considerable experience in many of the enrichment camps that we were running, despite only being an 8th grader, so it was an awesome opportunity to have someone with expertise and work ethic, that of an adult, come and join us this summer and work with Ms. Singer, Ms. Side, myself, and really participate in all of the activities and do a lot of the things that most people wouldn't have wanted to do themselves, but took it as a learning experience, and she continues to volunteer for me to this day. So I'd like to call her up and recognize her. Thank you, Sia Desai. So that wraps up the component that spoke about the service and volunteer efforts for our summer program. We'll now shift over to some of the volunteer services that took place throughout our community under the umbrella of our Boy Scouts of America here locally. And Ms. Graziano, if you're back here, if you'd like to maybe, oh, there you are. So I'll invite Principal Graziano from Applegarth Elementary School to speak a little bit about this next acknowledgement.
Good evening, everyone. It's a real pleasure for me to be able to give an award to this student and Boy Scout. He approached me at Applegarth and asked totally open-mindedly how he might be able to do something to help the school. He wound up building by hand a bunch of tables that he created an outdoor classroom with for Applegarth School. He mulched the area, framed the area, built the tables, and he also purchased a whiteboard for teachers to be able to work on when they bring their classes outside during nice weather. It was a beautiful gift to Applegarth, and it's especially special to us because he was an Applegarth graduate several years ago. So I'm so happy to be able to recognize Abhinav Maganti. Abhinav, if you could come up. You are a wonderful young man, you're a wonderful student, and now you are a wonderful human as well, giving back to your community. Thank you, Abhinav.
So our next recognition is another Boy Scouts of America project that took place at Barclay Brook School. Ms. Mahoney was not able to join us tonight, but she wanted to make sure that we included this next individual for his contributions and a long line of familial contributions to the district, particularly through the Boy Scouts, which are always appreciative of our service groups here in town. And I would like to acknowledge Rayon Bora for his service to the Barclay Brook School. So pivoting back to more student-driven service projects in the classroom, I would like to ask Principal Graziano to come back up and talk about the next group of individuals.
Me again. I want to thank this group of young men that are over there behind the bookshelves. We had a parent at Applegarth who bumped into these guys teaching a coding class, and she recruited them to see if they would be willing to come to Applegarth and do some introductory coding activities with our students. So the guys have rocked the house with participation. We've had groups of 50 plus come out to have their introductory coding classes taught to them. These guys are so patient, so understanding with the students. They go around and they help them when they get stuck. I actually propositioned them all to go into the education field last year, and they all turned me down, unfortunately. I think maybe they want to do a little something more with this computer stuff. But you never know. They might change their minds. I only know them by their first names, so guys, please forgive me if I butcher your last names, okay? We have Aditya Danani, Gautam Kota, Milind Pai, Hanshal Reddy, Janansh Shah, Navneet Thanagal, and Abhitej Thavutam. Thank you for the many hours you have spent at Applegarth working with our students. We appreciate you.
And I would just like to add that our coding volunteers will be visiting Brookside later this season. So thank you for taking the program to Brookside later on. Okay, next we're going to shift to fine and performing arts. Now we will be doing a full acknowledgement of our athletic competition and competitive performing arts season later on in the school year. But tonight we're going to talk about our middle school participants of marching band, specifically And I'll have our marching band director at the high school, Mr. Sean Nagpal, come on up now and discuss why this is a significant participation from our middle school students.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mr. Sean Nagpal. I'm actually the band director at the high school, one of the band directors, but I have the pleasure of teaching both actually at most of the elementary schools and the middle school as well. My job is I'm very fortunate to have this position where I can teach 4th through 12th grade music, which is really nice. One of the benefits of my job is I get to direct a marching band, and one of the great things we offer is allowing 8th graders to join our marching band, which is a lot of fun. It's for social emotional reasons, getting them to prep for high school, but also we wanted to give those 8th graders a lot of opportunity to enhance their musical skills. And for those of them that are not for those of them that are looking for more of a challenge, they got that at the high school level with marching band, which we provided. So we would like to recognize our class of 8th graders this year, which is one of our largest classes of 8th graders, which is 14 students. So Henry Alvarenga, Tisha Deru, Jaskaran Kaler, Snigdha Malakapetta, Drunray McCarthy, Evan Newell, Suchi Oak, Aman Patel, Nikki Pohl, Ronit Pohl, Dylan Polishok, Sonat Saxena, Arpita Tulsian, and Maithili Visawan. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Nagpal. So last month, Dr. Lehman presented a school testing report. Included in that report was our results from our most recent AP testing. And the second half of our special presentation tonight is going to be to acknowledge the fantastic instructors that had worked with our students that led to these results. But before doing that, we have a very special student recognition pursuant to those results. And I will now introduce one of our high school's assistant principals, Dr. Jim Cernansky, to conclude our presentation tonight.
Thank you. So for an AP seminar exam perfect score, we have Simran Kalori. Okay, now we have a bunch of many different departments, many different AP teachers. Some of them are here this evening. We're going to start with our advanced placement instructors for mathematics and computer science. So I'm going to read the names. If you are here, please come up to the front. Miss Jennifer Chase, calculus. Miss Kathleen Doherty, calculus. Mr. Gerald Minter, computer science. Ms. Sarah Pizzamenti, computer science. Mr. Peter Ruckteschel, calculus. And actually, he was statistics, sorry. Ms. Tracy Scher, calculus. Okay, now we have advanced placement instructors for the sciences. Dr. Rama Basu, physics. Mr. Jeff Francis, Physics. Dr. Chris Himmelheber, Biology. Mr. Christian Jessup, Ecology and Environmental Sciences. Dr. George Pangalos, Chemistry. And Ms. Tracy Rickert Venino, Environmental Science. Now we have our advanced placement instructors for English Language Arts and World Language. Mr. Robert Burns, English Language Arts. Ms. Natasha Carinante, Spanish. Ms. Shay Cohen, Seminar. Ms. Sarah Cox, Italian Language and Cultures. Ms. Sharon DeMarco, Research, English. Ms. Carolyn McRory, English Language Arts. Ms. Beth Walk, English Language Arts. Now we have Social Studies, Ms. Jackie Abruzzi, U.S. History. Mr. John Bigos, U.S. History. Mr. Kenneth Chanley, European History. Ms. Allison Driscoll, U.S. History. Ms. Marissa Guerra, U.S. History and U.S. Government. Mr. Tom Lyons, Psychology. Ms. Alexa Marshall, U.S. History. Mr. Chris Thumb, U.S. History. Now we have advanced placement instructors for the Fine Performing Arts, Careers, Technology. Mr. Eugene Giaquinto, Microeconomics. Ms. Maria Naumick, Studio Art. Mr. Mark Pierce, Microeconomics. Ms. Lindsay Reinhardt, Music Theory. Ms. Alana Syed, Macroeconomics. Mr. David Varellis, Art History. Ms. Marina Vitalin, Macroeconomics. And we have our Advanced Placement Program Coordinator, Ms. Casey Buffalino. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Hi there. We have one final recognition this evening, and I don't know if Ms. Corallo is back yet because we do have to run Falcon Care. But when we notified our administrative leadership team about any individual staff members that were worthy of recognition, Ms. Corallo immediately responded and said there's an individual that deserves recognition, and I'm not sure if she's here tonight, and even if she's not, we want to read her name and recognize the contributions to the Falcon Care program, which takes place after school hours and services many students in our community. And I just want to say thank you and acknowledge Ms. Joan Conroy for her contributions to the Falcon Care program. So Dr. Chanley, Mrs. Skirby, that concludes this month's student and staff recognition. Thank you.